acres, about 45 minutes from where I'm sitting right now. It's been in my family for 100 years. All of my mother's brothers, which was 9 of them, were in World War II. So I got a lot of history there. And just FYI, I was in a property air battle with my own cousins for 5 years, and I ended up winning in the Supreme Court. And it's very passionate for me because I did that, but my cousin didn't understand kind of the significance of it. And when they got their little bit of money, they had none in 2 days because they didn't understand how we think about money. But I not only had to fight cousins, I had to fight the court, and I had to fight the legal system as well. And now I have some serious lawsuits pending against judges and other people in the state of Virginia because they were in cahoots trying to get our property. So that's my passion project. If you heard recently that the Biden administration is at a $5 billion package fund for African American farms. And so we are aggressively approaching doing some stuff with them as well, not only just our farm, but also a lot of the African American farms in the state of Virginia, North Carolina, and on the East Coast as well. My biggest initiative on that is in this area, we got a lot of people going hungry, which I think is kind of crazy. I live in the largest economical agricultural county in the state of Virginia, about $400 million a year, and people go hungry. I just can't compute that in my own mind. And the other county adjacent to that is the second. So we are engaging farmers right now to grow this year about 90,000 pounds of potatoes, just for the food bank, so we can feed people in this county that say they're going hungry. So stuff like that is my passion. But my heart is here in Virginia as well, but also supporting our African American community businesses. I'm not a venture capitalist of the sort of California. I'm one that we have our lawyers, we have our team, we have our marketing people. So every business we invest in, we want to be successful. In the venture capital world, I'm sure you guys know, they only want, like, if they can get 2 companies to be successful out of 20, they've done their job. But we want all of them to, small and large, to be very successful. So that's what we're doing now. And I thank you guys for having me, and interesting to hear everybody's story. It's a great group here.
Well, Ralph, it's such an honor to have you here. The Black Excellence Alliance is about excellence, past, present, and future. You are excellent on the basketball court. You're excellent off the basketball court. We're so happy to count you in our family. So that's one thing about Zoom. We would give them a virtual applause for that. The next speaker is a gentleman by the name of Kevin Williams, the CEO of Teconics. Kevin, would you like to share a few words?
Absolutely, absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin Williams. I'm the CEO of Teconics, a small veteran-owned business in Virginia. And I am actually the treasurer of the National Minority Supplier Development Council's Input Committee. And we represent over 16,000 minority businesses in the country. And our passion project is a project actually that is going to help bring crisis awareness platforms and threat detection systems to hopefully every HBCU in the country. So stay tuned for more information on coming at you on that regard. But right now, my task is really to say good afternoon and welcome, and on the behalf of the Capital Region Minority Supplier Development Council, I'd like to just welcome you all to the Black Excellence Alliance preview. I was introduced to the BEA through a mutual associate, Albert White, who you just recently spoke about, an amazing, amazing individual. And after I learned more about the BEA, I immediately recognized the need to align and support the work that is being done to recognize these businesses and these amazing thought leaders in our community. I encourage each and every one of you to continue to support the continued work of the Black Excellence Alliance and the upcoming induction ceremony for the Black Inventors Hall of Fame and the Black Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame. Wonderful, wonderful programs coming. I was intrigued, Ralph, at your presentation a couple of weeks back. And of course, I watched Warren Thompson, who is a member. He's actually a Minority Business Enterprise certified in our council here in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. So I am absolutely looking forward to the wonderful, excellent programs that are coming out of the BEA, and looking forward to get a chance to hear more from the rest of you who will be presenting and sharing on today. So thank you so very much for being here today.
Kevin, again, welcome to the family. Thanks for your kind words. Thank you for being here. Another virtual clap for you. Miguel, could you put up the slides? Oops. Those aren't the slides. So if you could do that. So
You're not seeing the slides?
no, we didn't see. So one of the things that we, as we're doing this, is this idea of the past, present, and future. And what you will see is we believe that it's critically important to remember the past to really work hard in the present to make a better future. And so you will see this. Miguel, the Lloyd Media Group. Miguel is the CEO of the Lloyd Media Group, which, as you can see, does incredible things. As I said, put together the website, put together this presentation. But you are about to have a treat. This is the video, the Black Excellence Alliance introduction video that Lloyd Media Group put together. Why don't you take it away, Miguel?
Black Americans have a complicated history with America. We were sold and stolen from our homeland and brought here to build a brand new nation on our backs. Despite revisionist historians, the Civil War was fought over whether we were possessions or human beings. Once we received our freedom, for some, what that meant has always been up for debate. Reconstruction brought about opportunity that white supremacists have always tried to stop. Either through policy or by the way of the gun and a burning cross, we've had to fight for the prosperity that America has promised us all in the Constitution. But in spite of that, many of us have strived and prospered. Through leaders like Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, W.B. Du Bois, Madam C.J. Walker, Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver, and others, we have proven that we have contributed to this nation despite the odds. Despite it being illegal for us to read for many years, our ancestors thrived in communities like the Greenwood District in Oklahoma in less than 2 generations after slavery's abolishment. But soon, policy gave way to destruction. While leaders such as Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Fannie Lou Hamer, Thurgood Marshall, John Lewis, and Barack Obama have led from the front, they've been supported by a community built on resilience, ingenuity, and determination. Today we introduce you to the Black Excellence Alliance. We are a consortium of Black leaders and organizations focused on the development of the Black diaspora through education, employment, and entrepreneurship. Through our commitment to our economic independence, spiritual development, and community engagement, we will change the world. We believe it's time to recognize our past while creating our own future. We invite you to join us on this journey.
Miguel, I keep watching that video. It's so incredibly powerful, and we're going to play it at the end after we take our questions. If you could punch up the slides again, that would be great. And so, as you can see, the connection between the past, the present, and the future is so strong. And so, we're going to start off now with Jennifer Demetrius, who's the executive director of the Dale Caldwell Foundation. If you can punch up those slides, Miguel, that'd be great. Jennifer?
Thank you, Dale. I'm honored to be the executive director for the Dale Caldwell Foundation. And I'd also like to thank Ralph Sampson and Kevin Williams for your remarks. Mr. Sampson, you actually gave us some additional nuggets and insight into your background from your previous discussion with us from the speaker series. That was truly exceptional in terms of what you're going through currently, just adding to your whole journey. So as director of the Dale Caldwell Foundation, we are a 501c3 and we're a nonprofit organization. And we were founded basically with the concept of creating jobs through education, employment, and entrepreneurship. And we're also taking on the role of inspiring young individuals. The common theme that I'd like you to hear today is really around education, employment, and entrepreneurship. We have a number of programs, But one of the things that I want to draw your attention to is, as a 501c3, we are actually acting as the fiscal agent for a number of the organizations that you'll see here today. And we are also supporting those organizations operationally and also helping to develop them. Those organizations that you will see include the Black Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame, the Black Inventors Hall of Fame, the Black Educators Hall of Fame, as well as the Black Educators Hall of Fame. We're also the national coordinator of the Classroom Press Conference. And what I'd like to mention there is we do have a number of programs. The Classroom Press Conference is truly an innovative concept. Basically, the premise is it brings together students with role models. And as you know, the success of a lot of students is really based on the exposure that they have to role models. So how does this work? Basically, what we do is we work and we identify, let's say, a number of partner schools. And then what we do is we will select role models, and it could be an entertainer, it could be an architect, could be an engineer, whoever it may be. We receive a one-page bio from that person. We submit it to the teachers of classes in a school, and then it's distributed to the students. The students then take on the role of actually doing the research on the role as well as the individual. They come back, and the role model and the classroom, they meet together and they have a press conference. So as you can imagine, these kids, they're really a lot of fun. I mean, they'll ask a lot of in-depth questions, of course, a lot of questions that you would not expect. But what happens is it really improves their literacy through helping them with their research skills, their writing skills, as well as their ability to communicate with adults outside of their teachers. And for the role model, it's just a lot of fun. So in terms of finding out more information about this, please feel free to go to www.blackexcellence.org or www.dalecaldwellfoundation.org. And now I'd like to turn it over to the Executive Director of the Black Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame, Mr. Glenn Best.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome again. I also like to echo Jennifer's sentiments on thanking Ralph Sampson and Kevin Williams for both joining us here and sharing a little bit about your organizations and your collaboration with the Black Excellence Alliance. The Black Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame was founded to honor Black entrepreneurs who have broken through barriers of race and class and have accomplished extraordinary success. From finance to fashion, Black entrepreneurs have contributed to the prosperity of the United States, contributing over $3.9 trillion to the US economy. Whether it's the Black church, an HBCU, or a business, Black entrepreneurs can be found making an impact to the rural and urban communities across the country. Individuals such as John Merrick, founder of North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance and a philanthropist, or Frederick Douglass Patterson, creator of the Patterson Greenfield automobile, or Madam C.J. Walker, known as the first Black woman millionaire. The Black Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame will permanently recognize these Black pioneers, some who've been overlooked in the history books because of their race. The Black Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame will celebrate each of these extraordinary individuals in a way that will inspire all races and ages to believe that they can be exceptional entrepreneurs no matter what obstacles are in front of them. The Black Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame and its partners will provide entrepreneurship programs focused on youth, historically Black colleges and universities, and underserved communities. These initiatives will serve as living economic laboratories that foster and stimulate expanded commerce and recreate opportunities like the historic Black Wall Street that we are celebrating. We are excited to recognize our past while also preparing a new generation for success. I thank each of you for joining us in this journey. And now I'd like to introduce James Howard, Executive Director of the Black Inventors Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Brother Glenn Best. It's always a pleasure. And I welcome everyone to today's presentation. Well, I am James Howard, Executive Director of the Black Inventors Hall of Fame, and I am coming to you right now from sunny Wharton, New Jersey. And at the Hall, we like to look to the past to encourage the future. For instance, I'm curious, how many of you out there know that when looking back to the early 18th century, we discover that an African-American slave named Onesimus presented to the world a cure for smallpox. His ingenious contributions would go on to pave the way for the inventions of vaccines, the same vaccines that are bringing this country much needed relief from COVID-19. You see, it is these stories and more like them that have forced the founding of the Black Inventors Hall of Fame, a virtual museum that is developed so that the genius of African-American invention is immortalized. Now, when you go to our site, you'll see a handful of programs that we presently have in progress, most notably the induction ceremony that Brother Glenn spoke about earlier, planned for Tulsa on May 30th. We'll be inducting 6 African-American inventors into the hall, including from the present, Dr. Lonnie Johnson, the inventor of the Super Soaker, and also from the past, the likes of Granville T. Woods, and most recently, the late Dr. Patricia Bath, the inventor of a laser phaco device for treating cataracts. Then there is our Design Thinking Collegiate Scholarship Challenge, where we invite colleges and universities across the country to take on the wicked societal issues that disproportionately impact the African-American community. Awards and scholarship monies are offered to the winners of that challenge. Then we have our short film, a 3-part documentary series that reveals the stories of modern day experience of African-American inventors. Their titles are Black Inventors Got Game. That's a film documenting the groundbreaking contributions of 4 Black inventors to the toy and game industry. Brothers Who Dare to Dream, uplifting themselves and their communities through invention. And lastly, Sisters Who Invent, chronicling the success of African-American women inventors of today, like Janet Bashan, the first African-American woman to attain a software patent, and April Erickson, a sister that presently works for NASA and has garnered a patent on a miniature satellite. I invite an opportunity for you to learn more about these and other programs by visiting our website at www.bihof.org. Thank you. And now I'd like to turn you over to Tracy Lloyd, the Executive Director of the Black Executive Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Dale. Here at Black Executives, we're just excited to have a place where we can celebrate Black talent and also groom current talent to take on future leadership roles. So our approach is two-pronged, right? We are going to have our Black Executive Hall of Fame, where every year we will choose to honor various trailblazers, Black trailblazers, who have just done amazing things within corporate America, and just celebrate them, right? Because oftentimes their stories go untold, unnoticed, and so we want to ensure that their legacies live on. Our second approach is grooming Black talent. So when we look at corporate America, Black people, we make up 18% of the population, right? So if we had fair distribution, 1 of every 8 companies should have a Black CEO. Instead, we only have 4 Black CEOs when we look at Fortune 500. Since its inception, we've only had 19 Black CEOs. So there's a problem there, and we're looking to help with that solution. And so we're going to be intentional about seeking out Black talent at the junior executive level and helping them to navigate through and you know, get operational roles, understand the things that's needed to eventually get to the C-suite. And so we're just excited about the work that we're going to do. We look forward to partnering with you all and just making this just a great success overall. Dale, back to you.
Thank you. Ron Boyce.
Good afternoon. I'm Ron Boyce, the Executive Director of the Black Educators Hall of Fame, and I happen to be in sunny Florida. Why education? As the great inventor and educator, George Washington Carver said, education is the key to unlock the golden door of freedom. Our ancestors risked their lives to learn how to read, and throughout history, education has been the great equalizer that has allowed us to somewhat level the playing field. Let's face it, without education, employment and entrepreneurship become a moot point. Our mission is to recognize excellence in education and honor past and present Black educators who have used that gift to bless their communities and society. In particular, educators affect eternity, and we don't ever want to forget that. We will showcase past and present educators from kindergarten to post-secondary and honor them through our annual Hall of Fame induction, with the first one being held sometime in the fall of 2021. Our vision is to be a national organization enhancing public awareness of Black educators while working collaboratively with other organizations to build partnerships driving change in the education and employment sectors. To accomplish this, we have two initiatives we'd like to focus on this year. The first one is the recruitment of teachers of color. Studies have shown that students tend to benefit from having teachers who look like them, especially non-white students. And teacher diversity can make a difference in students' performance and their interest in school. The Black Educators Hall of Fame will partner with the United Negro College Fund, the Center for Black Educator Development, and other local and national organizations in their effort to recruit and financially and professionally support the next generation of Black educators across the country. By the way, an effort is currently underway to create a Black teacher pipeline, engaging Black high school and college students as teacher pre-apprentices, sponsoring them through scholarships and fellowships and mentorship and professional learning opportunities through their first 4 years in the classroom. We want to be a part of this effort. Our second initiative is working with Learning Alliance Corporation. LAC is a national organization specializing in training veterans for employment in the telecommunications wireless industry. Partnering with LAC and Reconnect Tech, the Black Educators Hall of Fame will work to connect the underserved, unemployed, and recently released populations to free training opportunities leading to employment. How can you help? We at the Black Educators Hall of Fame believe we need to be more than a place where we honor and memorialize our Black educators. We need to be on the front lines of identifying, developing, and participating in educational opportunities for our people. I hope and pray you will want to come alongside us as we work to level the playing field. Thank you, and next I'd like to welcome Mr. Robert Bennett of Reconnect Tech.
Well, thank you, Ron. Appreciate that. My name is Robert Bennett. I am the founder, CEO of Reconnect Tech. That was developed to bridge a gap in the underserved as well as served markets in the United States in the technical field. As you know, we're going through a paradigm shift in the industry. Because of COVID, we have issues dealing with broadband, connectivity. Our schools are not connected. Our skill sets are not available to be able to move into the next generation. But the technology is there and the opportunities are there. Through a collaborative partnership agreement designed by myself, excuse me one second. Sorry about that. Starting again is that Reconnect Tech has created partnerships with the top tier carriers in the space, as well as the organizations and OEMs that make their equipment for the wireless community. We have put together a unique training program with partners like LAC. They also the Camden Dream Center, and be able to provide access to those technical skill training programs to put people to work. So in doing that, we're able to build the infrastructure that's necessary, empower communities, turning them around to be able to provide jobs, economic development, and growth. And those are done through various means that we have in place. I'd like to share with you a few projects that we have, which is creating smart cities, providing the capability for individuals to learn how to become tower climbers and building the infrastructure for 5G technology. Those are the things that we're looking at moving at. Right now, the 5G technology space, by 2025, it's going to be a $12 trillion industry. But in order to get there, we have to build. So it's a great opportunity for people of color being trained, those in the unserved communities, both rural as well as urban, to be able to take advantage of these programs. So that's a little bit about Reconnect Tech. If you move to the next slide, would you please provide me the slide for my partner that I'm very proud of, which is the Camden Dream Center. The Camden Dream Center has been around for over 20 plus years, working in the Camden, New Jersey area, working not only in the community, but also in the schools, for creating a pipeline from K through 12 through that of the next generation in college, and extension and certification programs. And they're able to provide the training that's needed to support the infrastructure that go in buildings. This organization has just been recognized as the top Cisco Academy training facility in the country by the CEO. I'm very honored to be a partner with them. Because of this organization, we now have access to that type of training. We have other partners that we talk about that train us in all different fields, being that of STEMS programs tied into Amazon, Microsoft, and everybody knows what's taking place here in Atlanta. I just want to just share this vision with you because I could take more time. But if you have questions, please reach out to me on the website and find me up under Reconnect Tech, and I can provide the information to you. I'd like at this present time is pass this to Nurika Lewis, my other partner and family member.
Hello, I'm Nurika Lewis, National Director of Entrepreneur Zones, and I'm very excited to share with you the Entrepreneur Zone model. The establishment of E-zones is based on the fundamental reality that small businesses are the most important driver of economic independence in communities in and near major cities. We are supporting people who assume the risk of owning a business because these enterprises that they lead are the foundation of both the local and national economy and the key to ending systemic poverty. As you may know, small businesses account for 50% of GDP and 80% of GPP, or gross private product. Entrepreneur zones are a place-based approach designed to aid in revitalizing downtown business districts and ending entrenched poverty in urban and rural communities. Key features of E-zones are to create sustainable economic growth, increase employment, and the number of individuals earning a living wage. This is done through the strategic coordination of businesses, by raising the level of new business activity and creating economic ecosystems with shared value creation networks. E-zones are identifying promising new businesses and providing the training, mentoring, and infrastructure they need to undergird their success. We are connecting them to existing businesses, leveraging community assets, developing solutions of identified need, and ultimately, improving the well-being of the community overall. We are empowering individuals, families, and communities to self-help through entrepreneurship. Our success is measured through understanding the impact in the gross revenues index, the jobs created estimate, and jobs needed estimate, We are also measuring improvement in the living wage index. I am pleased to report that I am working with local leaders around the country on the implementation of an e-zone in their hometown. This is vital because so many small businesses have been closed during the pandemic. They have not provided the tax revenue that states and municipalities need to help local businesses survive. Securing private capital investment, sponsorship, and grant funding is the primary way to establish strong entrepreneur zones. I hope this provides you some additional insight into the model. If you have any questions about the program or need more information, please find us at blackexcellence.org. You'll now hear from Dr. Dale Caldwell.
Nirka, thank you very much. And I'm going to call up Amanda Chastain to talk about our May 30th event. But it's an amazing group of people, I have an honor to work with. And so to connect them all, we have the Halls of Fame that deal with the past and the present. We have Reconnect Tech, Camden Dream Center, Entrepreneur Zones that are dealing with the present and the future. And so what can you do to help? Well, our major event right now is our May 30th event in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that Amanda Chastain from University of Tulsa has really helped us coordinate. So Amanda, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Dale. And hello, everyone. As Dale mentioned, my name is Amanda Chastain, and I currently serve as the diversity officer at the University of Tulsa. And I am so excited to be partnering with these wonderful individuals that really make up Black excellence in their own right, to host the Black Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame and the Black Inventors Hall of Fame induction ceremonies here in Tulsa, Oklahoma on May 30th in honor of Tulsa's Black Wall Street. This induction ceremony will be a historic, just a truly historic moment, as it will actually take place on the same weekend as the centennial date of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. The ceremony will take place at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, located just a couple of miles away from the Greenwood District, which is Black Wall Street, and actually where the massacre of 1921 took place. We will have many VIP guests in attendance at the ceremony, and we will showcase just the wonderful achievements of previous and current Black entrepreneurs and Black inventors by inducting 6 individuals in both the Black Hall of Fames, as James and Glenn mentioned earlier. This banquet will also honor the victims of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, and we will hear from a University of Tulsa student whose family are actually descendants from victims of the massacre. So that's a truly an honor there. But for those who are unable to attend in person, we will be offering a virtual option for those that would like to view the program. So again, I would just highly encourage you to attend. This will be a truly historic moment during this whole weekend. So thank you.
Amanda, thank you very much. I don't know if Glenda Turner is here. Glenda, are you here? One of the things that is important to highlight is that our in-person segment of the session will be VIP, really VIP only. You're all part of our family and part of our VIPs. Most of the program will be virtual. And I know some sponsors, some corporations have said, well, we only sponsor virtual events now. So this really is a virtual event. So we're encouraging people to really support that. But what does this do? It's more than just a one-day event. It's an event that will help to support all of the halls of fame that you heard about, all of our community action programs, all of our long-term classroom press conference and other things. So we're really looking for some strong support for our program to really kind of imbue Black excellence throughout the United States. As you heard, one of the things is many of the folks had said where they're from. So we have folks from Florida and Georgia and New Jersey and Oklahoma. Part of our family are from Arizona and California. So this is a national effort. So you heard about this. So is Glenda here? I didn't see her, so I'll talk about, and other folks can chime in. So we can go to the sponsorship slide. So what are we asking for? So we have 4 levels of corporate sponsorship. And so the platinum sponsorship is $25,000. And we have a whole write-up, and we would love to have a conversation with you about what that entails. And so, you know, everything from being the premier sponsor with your logo throughout the event, on the program, on our website, gold, having some tables, silver, bronze. But right now, we're really looking for partners to become part of this family as we continue to grow. So we like to say this is an investment in an organization that has true potential. As you can see from the video and from the quality of the people here, we're really looking for organizations that are truly committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so many organizations talk about that, but often offer some programs, but we're saying invest in it, really invest in it so that we can grow not only the next generation, but help those folks who are currently at that level. So with that, I'll open it to any of my colleagues that would like to add anything. Anybody want to add anything to that?
Yes, I want to go through our website here really quickly. So we've talked a lot about the individual organizations, but let us show you a little bit of our website, some of the programs that do exist, because as you know, your commitment to the organization will support the programs that we have. So this is our website, Black Excellence Alliance. You'll see information about the individual organizations that you've heard about on our call and presentation today. You can meet us here, the leadership. We're all here on the website as well. The great thing about this organization is that, you know, we're all independent business owners who have come together in this consortium to serve our community. So we want you to become a part of our community. Here's a page here that kind of shows you our programs. And as you notice, there's a very common theme. Education, employment, and entrepreneurship are our focus. And so if you want to come to our website and say, I'm more interested in what you guys are doing in education, you hover over the education button and it will show you what we're doing in the focuses of education. If you want to look at employment, it will show you what we're doing in employment. If you want to look at entrepreneurship, it will show you the programs that we have that are specific for entrepreneurship. And so we want to make sure that you understand that the resources that you provide to us by joining our community are going to be serving programs that are in existence right now as we speak. And so as we continue to develop more content, controlling and influencing the narrative about our community, we want to produce more content, more videos, want to produce more events. And it will take the partnership of the people that are on this call and for your community, because this is all about growing our community. We had close to 100 people on last night. We have close to 60 people here today enjoying their lunch with us. And we really appreciate your time. We know that it's the most important resource that you have to provide for us. This website will grow. There's great information here right now, information written primarily by Dale, but there's other folks who'll be contributing content here in the very near future. You know, you can learn more about our organization. And if you wanted to make a donation, there's opportunities here to donate. I'm so proud to be a part of this organization, so proud of this community that we're growing and we're developing, and we're looking forward to having every last one of you as a part of our community.
Miguel, thank you very much. You know, we went back and forth about whether we're going to have a webinar where you really can't talk to the audience or a regular seminar. So we have a regular seminar. We have a few minutes, and we want to get to showing that video once again. But any questions from the audience? You've heard who we are. You've heard how you can help, how you can support us. Any comments, questions?
Feel free to open up your mic and your video if you have questions or comments. We'd love to hear from you.
Yep. We'd love to hear from you.
Can you hear me, Dr. Caldwell?
Yes, Gable.
This is Cable Eton. So my network is heavy with veteran organizations, okay? And there are a number of Black veterans that'll be exiting the service that are turning to these organizations to help them transition into civilian life. Is there a component with the Black Excellence Alliance that will address the needs of the veterans that are coming out of the service?
Yes, there are, sir. Yes, there are, sir. We have my wife, who you saw, who is the executive director of the Executives Hall of Fame. She is a veteran. You may see her She's a graduate of West Point, so she served in the Army, and so she's very passionate about exactly that. So that is a component, and along with Reconnect Tech, with our company for that initiative is called Below the Zone. So I look forward to connecting with you offline. I'll drop my email address in the chat and let's talk about it. But that is definitely a part of what we're going to be doing.
Thank you, Miguel.
Let me add to that too,
Robert.
just quickly, Dale. A lot of the programs for transition veterans are there. That is one of the focus to make sure that they get the skills to get those jobs that they can transition into very quickly. We have some programs within less than 90 days that they're able to go ahead and go through the training, find employment, paying better than average wages in the industry. So if you reach out to Miguel, we can get that information to you, as well as myself. Reconnect Tech.
And remember, we have connections. So I actually run one of the largest veterans launching ventures programs in the country through Fairleigh Dickinson University. So there are a lot of veteran resources. So info@blackexcellence.org. Please,
Yeah.
info@blackexcellence.org. Send an email. Tell us what you're looking for. We're here to really help and connect. If you want to participate and be part of the family, we're looking to expand this network. So great question. Other comments, questions?
I have a question.
Okay. Yes, Joanne.
Yes, hi.
Thank you.
Hey, Joanne.
Thank you so much. This is very, very informative for me. Excuse my voice right now, but I was wondering, what has been your main avenue for getting the word out about this? Are you doing it mostly through personal connections, or how are you approaching the corporate America, for example, for sponsors? I'm just wondering about that, and if there might be a way, if I might be able to help with that, I don't know. I just wanted to find out.
We would love the help. The website, Miguel's group developed the website. We're starting to do some social media. We have our speaker series, the Black Excellence Speaker Series. It's going to continue on, where we've brought a lot of incredible folks like Ralph Sampson. But we are looking for help, and we want partnerships, and we really want to do. It's all about excellence. It's very positive. It's moving forward. It's really moving to the next, and we need as much support as we can. Team, anybody else have any comments?
Yeah, we will. You'll start to see us a lot more active on social media. So we invite you to. The first thing I'd like for you to do is go to our website, and if you go to the contact page, you will see a form. And if you fill out that form, it'll take you all of about a minute to fill that form out and get on our mailing list. And as more opportunities that we continue to grow, and once you see the content, just share it with your network. We really would appreciate that. But yeah, that's how we're going to get it going between our mailing list. You'll start to see more marketing via social media. And then as we grow, we'll be more as aggressive as our resources will allow.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we've received a number of individual contributions last night. You can go on the donate button and contribute. And so we're always accepting those, but we're really working with various groups about potential sponsorship. And Lizette Delgado's from SBM and For Inside, a corporate organization that we're working with and partnering with, and they're fantastic, as well as a number of other companies. So other comments, questions?
Dale, this is Isu.
Hey, Isu.
Three comments here. One is really more of a question, but love the direction of the Black Excellence Alliance. For more local, kind of regional based organizations, we are absolutely always looking for ways that we can activate locally. So I would appreciate offline the opportunity to have conversations around local activations. I'm particularly interested in the E-zones and maybe transforming some of that downtown Orlando into E-zone opportunities. The reality is there's more African-American executive leaders in the city of Orlando than there are in any city in the state of Florida. Lots of opportunity here for us to have our own Black Wall Street locally. The next point here is about registration to join the coalition in the establishment of other halls of fame that may not be represented, but maybe should be represented. I'd be interested in having a conversation about that. And last but not least, as a point of clarity, especially in the context of Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know, we talk a lot as a group about the roughly 500,000 Africans who actually came through the transatlantic slave trade and landed here in the United States of America. But we rarely talk about the 7 million Black Native Americans that were already here, also exposed to slavery. And because of the Dawes Rolls, the few that made the Dawes Rolls actually were appropriated that land in Oklahoma, and therefore Black Wall Street largely consisting of Black Native Americans. And I just want to make sure that when we retell our history, we retell our history thoroughly, accurately, and comprehensively.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I have some of that blood in me as well.
Yeah.
So I know
We all got a little Choctaw, Chickasaw, etc. in us.
That's some amazing feedback, and so I look forward, if I can connect with you offline, sir, especially
Definitely.
with the executives piece with the Executive Hall of Fame. And I'm an entrepreneur, but my wife is a veteran executive, and so people like you are folks I need to connect. We need to connect with the Executive Hall of Fame, and the knowledge of mentioning what you just said. That's not a story that's told enough.
That's right.
And so we appreciate you bringing that to the forefront, and we look forward to helping you there in Orlando.
Absolutely, appreciate
And
it.
I just want to add too, I'm so glad that you brought that up. That's actually one of the things that I talked about in my master's thesis as it pertains to me and my family right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so that is a very complicated history, but again, I would love to work with you and also the University of Tulsa to make sure that we have that correct information out there for folks to know, because it is a very, very complicated history that lots of African Americans here in Tulsa are still trying to get on the Dawes Roll, even though they have, the proof. But since it is so complicated, a lot of folks aren't able to get those privileges that they have, really just well deserved. And so I am so glad that you brought that up. Thank you.
I love that with one comment you activated about half of our network, and I certainly will be reconnecting with you in terms of the Entrepreneur Zone and Orlando for sure. So thank you.
I just want to say, everyone, because my chat button isn't working, I want to say that the Black Inventors Hall of Fame and the BEA is strategically aligned with the National Inventors Hall of Fame, and we are honored to be working with them on projects of mutual interest. So again, a shout out to the National Inventors Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
And those are important collaborations, but the philosophy of this is that by connecting with folks around the country, we can help locally. That old saying of think globally, act locally. So the idea is to have enough influence nationally that we can help groups in Orlando and help groups in Tulsa and help groups that are focused on those communities. That's why the entrepreneur zones are part of it. So it's a beautiful mosaic of influence, using influence to try to move the needle and make things happen. The other thing, and build on what James said, is I think Rini is here from the National Inventors Hall of Fame. They've had that partnership with the Black Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame with Enactus, which is a national entrepreneur program with universities. The Black Executives Hall of Fame is looking to do some things and around that. I want to point out Professor Gerard Farias from Fairleigh Dickinson University put in the chat a very interesting article from the Harvard Business School, why business schools need to address Black history and stop decolonizing the curriculum. So again, part of what this effort is a wake up. That woke term is overused, but to awaken America. As you can see, I love America. I love being Black, and they go together. And so part of what the Black Excellence Alliance is about is really helping to raise all boats and improve this country for all people, but especially in the Black diaspora. So any other comments? I know we're going to play the video to end. I want to make sure we try to be sensitive to time.
Yeah,
Final.
Dale, let me say one thing that I didn't say earlier. Dr. Stewart was online. What we're asking everyone to realize that we're not looking for a handout, we're looking for a plug-in. And being able to be plugged into the ecosystem of this country enables us to do the things that we need to do to change as technology changes, we change in the same time period. This is the third wave that's taking place in this country. We had the dot-com industry in the 90s. We now have what is called digital transformation. What was in the ground 200 years ago, built in this country. Kevin, you know what I'm talking about. The whole paradigm has shifted. We're being forced into buying electric vehicles, but we don't realize that we're being transitioned into that area. We're being transitioned to do everything online, which we need to recognize that everything is going online, and the data centers and those things have to be built to maintain that. So as a collective body, all of the things that we mentioned on this call is an ecosystem. It works hand in hand. It just don't break off. This is not a silo. If you got education, you employ people, you create businesses, you create success, you create innovation, you create, at the end of the day, success on entrepreneurs. We're able to then recognize through our efforts, those different individuals who became successful by us creating a system that perpetuated excellence because we demonstrated it. That's why we're here. We want you as family members, not only just as a sponsor, but we want your input. So if you reach out to us, be prepared for us to ask, because I will ask you. If I find your expertise, everybody on this team will tell you, I found a spot for you.
Absolutely.
Okay?
So I just want to say go ahead, Rob, finish your thought, brother. I just want to acknowledge and thank the president of the Atlanta Black Chambers, Marquis Tate, has been here today, and a good friend of mine, Omar Ali, who's a successful entrepreneur in government contracting and real estate. He's on the call. My younger brother, Marcellus Wills, who is a successful young entrepreneur. So we want to make sure we're engaging the next generation as well. He was excited about being here. And I want to personally thank everybody who spoke and participated today. This is how we build a community, guys. And I really appreciate you all taking your time out today and being here.
Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Any other questions? If not, Miguel, we'll watch the video again. No questions? Okay, why don't we run the video?
Black Americans have a complicated history with America. We were sold and stolen from our homeland and brought here to build a brand new nation on our backs. Despite revisionist historians, the Civil War was fought over whether we were possessions or human beings. Once we received our freedom, for some, what that meant has always been up for debate. Reconstruction brought about opportunity that white supremacists have always tried to stop. Either through policy or by the way of the gun and a burning cross, we've had to fight for the prosperity that America has promised us all in the Constitution. But in spite of that, many of us have strived and prospered. Through leaders like Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, W.B. Du Bois, Madam C.J. Walker, Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver, and others, we have proven that we have contributed to this nation despite the odds. Despite it being illegal for us to read for many years, our ancestors thrived in communities like the Greenwood District in Oklahoma in less than 2 generations after slavery's abolishment. But soon, policy gave way to destruction. While leaders such as Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Fannie Lou Hamer, Thurgood Marshall, John Lewis, and Barack Obama have led from the front, they've been supported by a community built on resilience, ingenuity, and determination. Today, we introduce you to the Black Excellence Alliance. We are a consortium of Black leaders and organizations focused on the development of the Black diaspora through education, employment, and entrepreneurship. Through our commitment to our economic independence, spiritual development, and community engagement, we will change the world. We believe it's time to recognize our past while creating our own future. We invite you to join us on this journey.
one thing, these are some of our, Dale, I don't know if you want to mention our extended family and contributors.
You go ahead.
Okay. And so these are a few of our extended family and family and contributors to our organization, the Black Dollar Network, Foreign Sight, HBCU Nation, my company, Lloyd Media Group, Lamel Services, Workforce Evolve, Cisco Network and Academy, which is a connection through our relationship with the Camden Dream Center, Collab First, RDB3, the Black Dollar Network, the Learning Alliance, Fort Valley State University, the City of Fort Valley, and GAF Roofing Academy. If anyone, these are all relationships which have been brokered by the community that we have. And if anyone wants to speak directly about any of these organizations, or if any representatives from these organizations are here and would like to open up your mic and comment, feel free while we still have your attention. Okay. Well, I think the formal part of our meeting, Dell, I'll let you close out. And if anyone wants to stay, if have any questions, we'll still stay on for a few minutes. But the formal part of our meeting is concluded. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much for coming here. Any final questions? We're going to hang around for a little bit. But welcome to our family. You're part of it. And we will see you next time. We will be in touch and reach out to you and follow up.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Okay. Norika.
Yeah, great job, everyone.
Thank you, Ralph.
Again, Ralph and Kevin, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Norika.
Yes.
Hi, this is Gable. In my notes here, I wrote down that you help create e-zones in different areas. Does that include across the nation, different cities and different states?
That's right.
Okay, good. So I'm going to reach out to you because, I just had a really good conversation with one of the founders of Bright Bridge Foundation here in Chattanooga. I actually just connected them with Bunker Labs to be the financial arm for Bunker Labs when they start their new chapter here. And I'm really interested in the creating e-zones here for the veteran population here and for the African-American population here, because they have very limited access to funds.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Glad to hear it resonated.
Excellent. Well, thank you all. I see Professor Living Good, who is going to be on our 3:30 call, our Entrepreneur Zone expert, one of our experts. So
absolutely, can't wait.
Yes, thank you for coming. And Dave Tager.
Yes, indeed, Dave
Yes,
Tager.
thank you.
My pleasure. This was terrific.
Well, thank you.
Pleasure to
Just
see
the
you.
start. It's just the start. And so so Dave and Scott, one of the reasons we did this is, you've been focused on the entrepreneur zones. You see how this fits into like a puzzle to a whole bunch of other things. So, and they build on each other. So the whole idea of the halls of fame can connect us with people who can help with entrepreneur zones, so it's a simple model, but it's a model that people really haven't done, is just by being open and focused on doing the right thing, you bring in a web of wonderful people.
Such a great sense of community as well. People have a vested interest in all of us succeeding. And I think that's really a great message that you've been able to share very, very strongly. So happy to be on board.
Well,
Thank
thanks.
you. Thank you.
Scott.
I want to say hello to my son who's at work who reached out. What's up, Jay?
Is he still on?
Yeah, he is. Jason Smith. He's out there.
Jason Smith. Hey. So, well, I'm going to run to another meeting, but thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope I don't kick everybody off.
Pleasure, everybody. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you. I think we're here. Anybody else have anything? We'll shut this down. Who did he pass it to?
I think Robert, he passed it to you.
I like the baton, right? If no one has any other questions, we can then end this at the present time. If you got any comments, you can put it into the chat. I'll leave it up for about a minute if you have any questions. We'll go from there. I'm going to shut it down. Thank you again, everyone who attended, and team, we'll see each other tomorrow morning. And thank you again, Doc. Can't hear you, but I'll call you.